Smile, you're a not so candid camera. How you doing, man? Nice seeing you again. And you are?
Kerianne.
Kerianne, I'm Jesse. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hung out with your partners last night. There's the man himself.
How you doing?
What's going on? I got my camera here. We're gonna do a little bit of discussion about what Beyond Distilling is, and in the meantime, where do you want me to put the single malt whiskey?
I'll take that. We'll go upstairs and we'll do a little sample.
That's your fine craftsmanship.
Excited to try it.
Among the things that I need to do here today.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you've made possible.
Some barrels. So this is our distillery, Beyond Distilling Company. We are in North Charleston, South Carolina. This is pretty much the whole operation. Got our little barrel room in here. So
what am I looking at here? How many barrels is this? What's in these barrels?
We have about 297 barrels here, and we have about 10 different SKUs here. We have 100% corn bourbon, we have a rye bourbon, we have a wheated bourbon, we have some whiskey distilled from different kind of beers. We have a pale ale, a stout, and a Belgian beer. Then we have 100% rye whiskey, 100% wheat whiskey.
100% rye and 100% wheat. So
Yep.
you guys have, it's basically all malt grain.
It's just it's just the one grain, so you can actually taste that expression of that grain. So, all aged in New American white oak, and we use char 4. Yeah, an independent
So
stage
you
company.
guys like that kind of heavier, smokier taste.
yeah, and that's whenever you top up barrels, you also have to tap on them. That's me and Tyler both demonstrated.
Both did it.
And these are char 4.
Yeah, Cooper Select barrels, so they're a little more expensive, but
We fucking do that shit
they're
all the time.
fantastic. So.
I realize.
So this is 100% rye whiskey.
So this is 4 years old.
Yep.
And this is is this the first time it's seeing the light of day?
Yeah. Yep. That's pretty excited for that. All right, so right here we have our barrel thief. So if you want to go in, just go in like that, let it sit for a second, and just put your thumb over that, pull out. We'll go right in these Ryan and Kerianne glasses.
I didn't realize how much third grade science was a part of it.
Exactly.
Oh, you're kidding me. It's that easy?
Yep. Pull over here. And let go. Boom. And stop. Blow on it a little bit. Get all those alcohol vapors out. It's 120 proof. So, yeah, 120 proof, 100% rye, New York State rye. That's fantastic, yeah. It's really good.
That is rye.
Yep.
So when you have
It's
100%
sweet,
rye,
spicy.
you get it's both. You have that sweetness and that like that. I always call it that pumpernickel-y taste.
Yeah. A little baking
So
spice.
here's the question: if you were to proof this down, so this is at, you say 125.
This is at 120 right now.
So this is at 120. If you were going to proof this down, what am I losing from this flavor? Because this is what I would want. This
So you'll probably gain a lot more sweetness to it. So a lot more spice you'll get right now. A little more sweetness you'll get
So
when you proof it down.
what would you normally proof this to before?
90.
To 90.
Yep. 90
So
proof.
that's even.
90 proof is that sweet spot, especially with a single grain. Actually, mostly all of our whiskeys we like at around 90, 95 proof. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Cheers.
Cheers. Wow.
Okay, so it's 120 proof.
We're also right next to an airport, which has to have some effect on the barrels. I mean, scientifically speaking.
So you're getting that very malted barley right up front.
This
green.
is straight barley.
Yep.
You can taste the green.
Yep.
This is. I mean, this is
Very earthy.
This is
But
the
it
taste.
doesn't taste like
Indian Ladder
Yep.
Farms.
It's earthy,
It almost
sweet.
doesn't taste like vegetal grassy though. I don't taste like a green grassiness. I taste like a malted barley flavor for sure, and it's got like spice to it. Incredible sweetness.
Oh yeah, the sweetness is amazing.
And so this was all we really had to go off of to guess what this was gonna taste like.
Yep.
So we were like, this tastes good. This is gonna taste great.
Now
And it's cool to see before it goes in the barrel what it's going to taste like. And
I have to
how
ask:
those
do you do
profiles.
this with every barrel that you distill?
Pretty much. So we got some wheat whiskey, got some
Belgian, I see
bourbon
that there.
whiskey, yeah. Pretty much all these are just different expressions of whiskeys that we've made, different timestamps on them, and it's a way for us to go back and smell the raw product because you got something that you think tastes great. That's awesome, but how are you gonna, 10 years from now you drink this, it's a lot easier to replicate it if you can taste what it tastes like the day that it went into the barrel.
Yep. Yeah, to have that kind of stock to go back in and just basically checked to see what we have and what we distilled and basically those flavor profiles, exactly what he was saying. It's pretty awesome to have, and it might seem a little like overkill, but it's a good stock to have. So this is why we had, and this is why we did it.
You've just poured these, so tell me what it is that you've just dropped in here.
So this is a 4-year, I believe. Do
you want?
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah,
I'll interrupt.
yeah,
Why don't you
you're
tell us?
right.
Yeah, but yeah.
So this is
So yeah,
this is the same stuff that we just tasted, but how long have you been aging this?
so this is 4 years. The last
Amazing.
time that you saw this, it was like what we just drank
Yep.
in its clear form.
We'll just put it in barrels and send it out.
And I think this has been it's been in a char 4 barrel
Char
for
4,
4
yeah.
years.
Yep.
I'm curious to get your reaction to,
I'm very excited. I mean,
to
the
your
nose
handiwork.
already
Ella
is.
and-
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers and thank you.
Of course.
Yeah. So stoked to try this.
Awesome.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good.
The influence of the barrel on that is just
Yeah, it really
absolutely
enhances. But you
perfect.
still taste what that is. I mean, like those grain, like that one grain. I mean, it's amazing.
And it's also, I mean, it's
Still
there's a
green,
certain,
too.
there's a certain
Awesome.
poetry to see the way the barrel actually impacts it.
Yeah.
Like physically. I mean, this is what 4 years will do.
Yep. Oh man.
And this is awesome because I know we talked about this a little bit last night, but how special it is as a distiller to be able to revisit your products years later, because
Exactly.
after years of being in this industry,
It's a patience
you
thing,
inherently are going to move from one distillery to another over time, and you make these barrels out of hope that one day someone will get to enjoy them, but chances are it probably won't be you.
Nope.
Like you put hours of work into something, put it into a barrel, put it in a rick house, and if 5 years later it gets opened and you're working somewhere else, you just see it on the shelf somewhere. It's
Or
kinda
you'll see them get awards and stuff. That's happened to us so many times. It's like, oh, hey, good job, bud. We did it. we won them awards, so it's pretty awesome. But it's good to see that our products that
It's like
so
wishing
much
like an ex,
passion into
like,
it.
that they have a great life.
Yeah.
Okay, Kerianne, tell me a little bit about the mission of Beyond Distilling.
Do you want me to start at the beginning?
Start at the beginning.
Okay, so I own a company in Somerville, South Carolina. I'm originally from New York,
We're from New York.
Massapequa, Long Island.
Okay.
Yeah, so I moved down here when I was 16, so you can debate whether or not I'm from here yet. But I opened up a company, we provide in-home therapy for kids and adults with autism.
Okay.
So I've been doing that for about 10 years, and I found this gap where once somebody turns 21, the services just drop off. And a lot of my kids were turning 21, well, they're not kids anymore. Adults were turning 21 and losing services, and it was just this constant struggle of like, well, now what do we do? Parents were curious what they were supposed to do, and there really weren't that many services. So I was talking with one of my friends one night, and she had a sister with a disability, and she was saying the same thing. Like, she was like, I don't know what to do. So somehow that led to a conversation about texting Tyler in New York about his industry. And at that same time, unbeknownst to me, Ryan and Tyler were having a conversation about opening their own distillery and kind of moving on to doing their own thing instead of working for other people. So that text message turned into, okay, let's see if this can really be something that molds into itself. So starting from the ground up, a company that we're going to be 50% inclusive. So the bottling line and a lot of other parts of a distillery can be done by anybody who is trained. So obviously distilling needs to be a specialty and you need to learn the intricacies of it. But like all the labeling, bottling, all of those things, you just gotta be trained.
So the idea behind Beyond Distilling is that this is deliberately designed to incorporate the talents and aptitudes of people who are on the autism spectrum.
Or have an intellectual disability or a physical disability. So that's why, I don't know if there's here. Our main logo is the door that's open and the pathway goes both ways. So that's what it was designed for. So we want people to come in very inclusive, to taste our products, and also the people that work here be inclusive and have all different types of abilities and strengths. And so what I did with I have a master's degree. I created a training program. So it utilized my strengths as a practitioner in being able to create a program specifically for the distillery that would train people to A, work in an inclusive environment, because there are certain ways that you need to train somebody. You can't be super overbearing and aggressive. That will not work here. We are very positive. And be able to teach the repetitive, like everything that is done a specific way and done the same way each time.
So at Beyond Distilling, the door is open to differently able people.
Yep. Exactly.